Students, coming to next topic, that is group 17 element. In the last we learned about group 15 and 16. So now group 17 elements. So these group 17 elements are generally called as halogens. So why they are called halogens? Halogens refers to salt forming. Okay na? Halogens ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ salt forming elements ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. Means they are going to give salts. I mean in the form of salts we are going to get. Okay na? Salt forming elements are called as halogens. So generally group 17 elements are called as halogens. So we have 5 elements in group 17, that is fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine. Astatine. Okay, so these 5 are the elements present in group 17 elements. As you already know, the chemical symbol, yeah, fluorine F, chlorine Cl, bromine Br, iodine I, then astatine At. Okay na? So here the atomic number is as follows: fluorine 9, chlorine 17, bromine 35, iodine 53, then lastly astatine 85. Okay na? So these are the elements present in group 17 and generally called as halogens. So coming to the occurrence, where we are going to get these elements. Okay now, firstly we have fluorine. Fluorine, it is present as a insoluble fluorides. Okay now, in the form of insoluble fluorides it is present. Example, we have fluorospar, that is calcium fluoride, cryolite, that is Na3Al(F6), and fluorapatite, that is calcium phosphate and calcium fluoride. Okay na, so in these insoluble fluorides we are going to get fluorine. Okay na, then small amount of fluorine is present in soil, river, water, plants, bones and teeth of animals. Okay, next coming to chlorine and bromine. So chlorine and bromine both are present in seawater as chlorides and borides, sorry, bromides. Okay na, so in the form of salts ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಫ್ಲೂರಿನ್ ಬಂದು ಫ್ಲೂರೈಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ, ವೆರಾಸ್ ಕ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬ್ರೋಮಿನ್ ಬಂದು ಕ್ಲೋರೈಡ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬ್ರೋಮೈಡ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ವಿತ್ sodium, potassium, magnesium and calcium. Okay, so sodium chloride, sodium bromide, potassium chloride, potassium bromide, magnesium chloride, magnesium bromide, calcium bromide, calcium chloride, like that we have chlorine. Okay na, so generally it is present in the seawater in the form of chlorides and bromides. Then chlorine is mainly present in sodium chloride, that is salt, as you already know, seawater. So in that the majority we are going to get, that is sodium chloride, and carnallite. So it is the potassium and magnesium salts of chlorides, that is hydrated form. Okay na, so there also we are going to get chlorine. Nextly we have iodine. So iodine, it is also present in seawater in the form of iodides, particularly in the combination of sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium. Okay na, so sodium iodide, potassium iodide, calcium iodide, magnesium iodide, in that form we are going to get in seawater. So in the iodide form. And even it is present in the marine life system. Okay na, so marine, that is seaweeds ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. So there 0.5% iodine is present. Then 0.2% of sodium iodide is present in Kyle saltpetre. Okay na, it is one of the ore. There we are going to get this iodine in the form of sodium iodate. Okay, so this is about the occurrence, means where we are going to get these elements. So nextly we have atomic properties. So atomic properties, as you already know, firstly atomic and ionic radius. Atomic and ionic radius. So what happens atomic and ionic radius down the group? So it is these halogens have a smallest atomic and ionic radii due to maximum effective nuclear charge. Okay na? So the atomic and ionic radii of halogen increases from fluorine to iodine, and that is due to increase in the effective nuclear charge. Okay na? So from fluorine to iodine, this atomic or ionic radius increases. Okay, increases down the group due to effective nuclear charge. Then coming to electronic configuration. So electronic configuration, as we already know, the outermost electronic configuration of these elements, that is noble gas ns2 np5. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಒನ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಆದರೆ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆರ್ ಆಕ್ಟೇಟ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಕ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೊ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ 18 ಅಂತ ಬಂದರೆ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋಬಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್, ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇರೋದು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ 17. ಸೊ ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ದೆರ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಒನ್ electron shortage to get octet configuration. Clear? So the general electronic configuration of group 17 elements, that is noble gas ns2 np5. Then coming to ionization enthalpy. So ionization enthalpy, that is decreases down the group due to increase in the atomic radius. Okay na? So as you already know, there will be an increase in the atomic radius down the group. For that reason ionization enthalpy decreases. Clear? So usually the ionization energy of halogens is very high, that is it has a little tendency to lose electron to form X plus ion. Okay na? So here high ionization energy is utilized. Okay na? Because it has a little tendency, that particularly these halogens have a little tendency to lose electron to form X plus ion. Clear? So X plus ion ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. Then coming to electron gain enthalpy. Electron gain enthalpy. So electron gain enthalpy, that decreases down the group due to increase in the atomic size and decrease in the electronegativity. Okay na? So due to increase in the atomic size and decrease in the electronegativity, this electron gain enthalpy decreases down the group. Okay na? Decreases down the group due to increase in atomic radius and decrease in electronegativity. So fluorine is very less electron gain enthalpy than that of chlorine due to its small size. Okay na? So as a result, the electrons are added or repelled by the already existing electrons. Means ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಟಿವ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಫ್ಲೂರಿನ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಗೇನ್ ಎಂಥಾಲ್ಪಿ ಟು ಕ್ಲೋರಿನ್. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಫ್ಲೂರಿನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಫ್ಲೂರಿನ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಗೇನ್ ಎಂಥಾಲ್ಪಿ. ಸೊ ಆ ಒಂದು ರೀಸನಿಂದ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನಿಂದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ರಿಪಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Clear? Hence electron gain enthalpy decreases down the group. So the order, that is chlorine, it is greater than fluorine, further greater than bromine, further greater than iodine. Clear? Next we have electronegativity. Electronegativity. So electronegativity, usually this group 17 elements is very high. Okay na? ಕಂಪ್ಯಾರಿಟಿವ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಅದರ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಅದರ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ these are having very high electronegativity. So here the electronegativity decreases down the group. Okay na, it decreases down the group that is due to increase in size. So down the group ನಮಗೆ size increase ಆಗ್ತಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ electronegativity decreases. So fluorine is the most electronegative element in a periodic table. So complete ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ elements in periodic table consider ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ fluorine is the most electronegative element. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋನೆಗೆಟಿವಿಟಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸಿಗೂ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ವೆರಿ ಹೈ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನೋ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ NP5 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ 1 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಆಕ್ಟೇಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗ್ರೇಷನ್, ಹೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಎ ವೆರಿ ಹೈ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋನೆಗೆಟಿವಿಟಿ. Clear? So among all the elements in a periodic table, fluorine is the most electronegative element. Then coming to the order of electronegativity, that is fluorine greater than chlorine, further greater than bromine, further greater than iodine. Clear? So next coming to melting and boiling point. Melting and boiling point. So melting and boiling point, usually it increases down the group. That is due to increase in the van der Waals force of attraction. Okay na? So it usually increases down the group, that is due to increase in the atomic size as well as increase in the van der Waals force. Atomic size and increase in van der Waals force of attraction. Okay, next coming to physical properties. So physical properties, basically fluorine, it is a gas, chlorine also a gas, bromine, it is a liquid, and iodine, it is a solid. Okay, so fluorine gas, fluorine and chlorine are gas, bromine is liquid, iodine is a solid. So and these halogens are colored also. All these halogens are colored. So particularly fluorine, that is yellow color, then chlorine, that is greenish yellow, bromine red color, and iodine, that is violet color. Okay na? So means due to transition, okay na, means DD transition, these elements are DD transition and FF transition ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ D and F ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಿಷನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸೈಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್, ಓಕೆನಾ, ಸೊ ಆ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ದಟ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಟ್ಸ್ ಕಲರ್. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಫ್ಲೂರಿನ್ yellow color, chlorine greenish yellow, bromine red, and iodine is violet color. So bromine and iodine are sparingly soluble in water. What do you mean by sparingly soluble? Sparingly soluble means half. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟಾಗಿ ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಲ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಹಾಫ್ ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಬ್ರೋಮಿನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಯೋಡಿನ್ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಪೇರಿಂಗ್ಲಿ ಸಾಲ್ಯುಬಲ್ ಇನ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಬಟ್ completely soluble in other organic solvents. So other solvents such as benzene, toluene, these bromine and iodine completely soluble. Next we have enthalpy of dissociation. As you already know in thermodynamics, and different types of enthalpy. Okay na? Enthalpy, that is heat content of a system. So the energy required to dissociate the molecule, that we call it as enthalpy of dissociation. So simple definition. So basically fluorine is having low dissociation energy compared to chlorine. Okay na? So fluorine is having low dissociation energy. Fluorine is having low dissociation energy compared to chlorine. So that is due to the lone pair electron repulsion in fluorine. Okay na? So lone pair bond pair ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿದಿರಲ್ಲ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಬಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಟಾಪಿಕಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಲೋನ್ ಪೇರ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಪೇರ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ರೆಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೋನ್ ಪೇರ್ ರಿಪಲ್ಷನ್, ದಿಸ್ ಫ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ low dissociation energy. Understood? So fluorine is having low dissociation energy due to lone pair repulsion. Okay na? So these lone pair electrons are very close to each other. Okay na? ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅದು ರಿಪಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. The tendency of bond dissociation enthalpy from chlorine to iodine consider ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ the order varies like this. The order varies like this. That is, here chlorine is having most higher bond dissociation energy compared to bromine, compared to iodine. Okay na? So the order is like this. Clear? Next, fluorine is a good oxidizing agent than chlorine. That is due to low bond and low enthalpy of dissociation and high hydration enthalpy of fluorine. Okay na? So note particularly this fluorine is strong oxidizing agent. Okay na? Fluorine is used as a strong oxidizing agent. That is due to first reason, that is low dissociation energy. Okay na? Then second one, that is high hydration energy. Okay na? Enthalpy of hydration. So due to these two reasons, that is low dissociation enthalpy and high hydration enthalpy, fluorine acts as a good oxidizing agent. Clear? So this is about the physical properties. Clear? In the next we are going to study about the chemical properties of group 17 elements.